Welcome to another edition of Expert Talks by Kalkine TV. I'm Sage. Today's guest is Ms. Oi-Yee Choo, CEO of the private market exchange ADDX. For some background, ADDX allows individual accredited investors to take on private equities, hedge funds, unicorns and other private market opportunities. They've made the opportunities accessible at a lower entry cost. Private markets have long excluded most people, and ADDX doesn't think that's fair. Their mission is to change that. And Oi-Yee was formerly head of investment banking at UBS Singapore. I'm sure this will be an interesting interview, so keep watching till the end. Bringing you live today, we have Oi-Yee Choo, CEO of ADDX. Welcome to the show.
Hi Sage, great to be with you this morning.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. And great news that ADDX has recently partnered with Hamilton Lane. We'd love to hear more about this. Could you share your insights on the rationale behind this partnership?
Hamilton Lane is a big global player in the private markets. They actually have also a very aligned mission with offering private markets to accredited or individual investors. And so the partnership was a very interesting one because we saw the opportunity to take what they had for wealth managers and for private banks, and we broke that down even further. So we reduced the minimum investment sizes for their funds down to $10,000, which, as you know, is extremely accessible and very interesting for our private investors who want to build a portfolio of private market products. And it's not just Hamilton Lane. Hamilton Lane is obviously a great partner, but we also work across Partners Group, Seatown in Singapore, and other managers who are also looking to tap onto the individual or the retail market in the, or actually to be specific, the mass affluent market.
That sounds very interesting. Does it borderline onto the crowdsourced equity funding as well?
We're a little bit different from that. We are regulated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and we focus on the accredited investor space. And we're looking at the private equity funds, hedge funds, and the larger sort of investment types. So while it is a little bit like crowdsourcing, I think we're sort of a little bit more. Our products are different. So we have private equity funds, hedge funds. And as compared to smaller companies who might be fundraising via the crowdsourcing route.
Sure. Thank you for clarifying that. Now, digital assets had a huge year in 2021 and have almost merged into the mainstream. Could you share your thoughts on how digital assets on blockchain are taking the securities markets by storm?
Yeah, I mean, we truly believe that blockchain is extremely interesting platform that's going to be sort of introduced across financial services globally. And there's a lot that blockchain can do to enhance, to deepen the financial capital markets across banks and across capital markets players like ourselves. Digital assets, of course, part of that is the digital securities piece. Digital assets obviously encompasses crypto, but there's also a small and growing digital securities part of the business. And what is the difference? The difference is actually we're taking traditional securities like funds and bonds and things like that, and we are layering on the efficiency and the accessibility and the fractionalization on our platform. Now, what this means is that our investors can afford to look at smaller ticket sizes, build their own market portfolio, and potentially also trade those on our platform because, at some point, anybody might want to sell a private market fund to fund his or her children's education or buy a new house or buy a new car. And I think that that proposition has actually not been available previously. So within the digital asset space, I think blockchain is presenting many opportunities to reshape the way we think about investing and trading.
You're absolutely right. It's just an alternative to the dominant paradigm. And I've seen it be successful, or this sort of model be successful with people buying bricks in houses and then selling it on. But this sounds very exciting, the fact that you're able to use that tokenization to offer more liquidity to the investors. You were really interested in finding out more. People may have started investing at large, and however, the true meaning of financial freedom is still difficult to grasp for many, especially in these tough times we've been going through. Would you please share your thoughts on the true essence of financial freedom?
Well, I mean, I think for all of us, financial freedom is a key pillar to, I think, individual choice and individual lifestyle or family lifestyle, right? To be able to say, look, I built a wealth support system so that I can choose either A, to not have a career or to change my career. For example, for me to move from UBS to a startup, well, not really a startup anymore, but to think about that move, you need actually a base level of wealth that you're comfortable with. Or it could be things like, it depends on the life cycle of the person or the family. If you have children and you want to be able to support them going to study overseas, you want to feel comfortable in affording that. And financial freedom is also, for example, if you don't want to have a single job, maybe you want a portfolio of jobs. That again gives you that flexibility to do that. I know friends who have decided that they don't want to be an MD in an investment bank, and what they want to be is do different things. They want to write books, they want to speak, and they want to do different things. They want to advise, they want to coach, and I think these are great options because you then feel like, hey, I can do what I love and what I'm good at.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's getting that balance, and I think that is the true meaning of financial freedom, doing what you love and helping people while doing so. Thank you so much for sharing that. 2021 was significant for crypto, undoubtedly, and as the market is highly volatile, can we hear some of your expert insights on how to establish a strong foothold amidst the volatility in crypto markets?
Yeah, well, I think what is interesting in the crypto market, there's obviously a lot of people who've invested in or traded in for a long time. They understand the markets directly quite well. I think for those who are new to the space, I would say, explore all the different options around crypto, because it's not just directly going in and buying crypto itself. For example, we work with the Trovio Group, which happens to be based in Australia, and they have a couple of funds that are very interesting that are either in crypto or in the DeFi space. And perhaps for those who are a bit more uncomfortable going directly into the crypto market, you can look at managers who've established some track record in managing a portfolio of crypto assets or digital assets. So I would say it continues to be a very interesting space. I think that there are a lot of lessons to be learned, not just from the crypto itself, but what the underlying blockchain technologies will do across different use cases, whether it's financial services, supply chain, and all of that. So it's a space definitely to stay focused on and to watch the development. For example, now there's a whole discussion around metaverse. Could you potentially get exposure to metaverse through some of the coins that are available? And so this is a very, very deep and interesting conversation to be had.
Absolutely. Do you think a person's geography can give them an advantage over another in regards to investing into digital assets, or do you think it has little impact?
No, I think that's the thing. That's the exciting thing about digital assets, right? It is actually a global product. And Singapore has taken a relatively conservative stance around advertising to retail, for example. But across the world, if you wanted to access crypto, most places you can get access. Certain places have been banned, like China, but everybody has access to almost this. I mean, similar thinking. There are different exchanges. You can watch that. It's trading 24/7. Bitcoin is obviously almost the most ubiquitous cryptocurrency out there. So I think it's one of the most global assets that you could watch.
Absolutely. I think some governments are finding it difficult to ignore the cost efficiency and the speed of cross-border transactions that crypto can offer. So it is a very exciting space that you're in. So what are your plans for 2022 and ADDX, please?
Yeah, so 2022 is a very exciting year for us. I think where we're really leapfrogging in terms of the quality of the partners that we're working with. Again, Hamilton Lane is a great partner. We continue to see a global trend in trying to adopt tokenization and growing the tokenization space for private markets. So that piece by itself is very exciting. We see different types of products. As I mentioned, a digital assets fund on our platform with the Trivial Group. That's also very, very exciting for us. We're offering the ability to offer our investor base a product range that is across the risk curve. So, for example, from short-term commercial papers to hedge funds, VC funds, PE funds, and for our investors to start building their own private markets portfolio is, I think, where we're going to see 2022 be very interesting. We're also not just working across B2C. We see a lot of partnerships across the B2B2C space, and that's across wealth managers, wealth tech, insurance companies, private banks, and expanding geographically. We already have partnerships across in Japan and Thailand and China. We think that will be also a space that will scale and grow this year.
That sounds great. Well, I've heard of people making a lot of money from trading SPACs as well. So it'd be very interesting to see how you do progress with your goals, and best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Sage. Great to be with you today.
Thank you. And for those who have just joined us, we had a very inspiring discussion with Oi-Yee Choo, CEO of ADDX. And for the full recording, please head to Kalkine Media's YouTube channel to find out what ADDX is doing to democratise investing into unicorns and startups. And keep watching for more of the live expert talks and market insights till the next episode. Stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine Media.